This is Dante Williams, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the pound-for-pound champion, Guillermo Rigondeaux, fresh off of a first-round knockout, is now free and ready to do bigger and better things. Let me tell you something right now. I would hate to be on Rigo's radar. I would really hate to be in his crosshairs. Because if he pulls the trigger, you're most likely done. And pulling the trigger for him is just basically signing a contract. Speaking of signing a contract, that brings me to Rigo's #1 target right now, which is Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz and Kiko Martinez, two champions in the division at 122, they have both turned down fights against the pound-for-pound champion, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, this is what Guillermo Rigondeaux had to say in response to these fighters avoiding him. Quote, "I am frustrated that the two other champions in my division, Leo Santa Cruz and Kiko Martinez, will not step up to fight me in title unifications to determine the true world champion. I do not understand that mindset. How do you not want to prove you are the best? I do. Nonito Donaire did when he fought in our title unification battle in New York last year. The fans deserve better from Santa Cruz and Martinez. The media should be holding them accountable. A real champion fights and accepts the challenges from the best in his division. Back in the day, world champions accepted the top challenges. I get criticized by the media for my style of fighting. Maybe the media should be criticizing the champions who deny fights boxing fans crave." End quote. I would have to agree with Rigo. I do not understand the mindset of these fighters today. There used to be a time where the bull would chase the matador. Now it's gotten to the point where it seems like the matador is often chasing the bull. But see, when it comes to Guillermo Rigondeaux, he's a bull and a matador. That is the difference. And you got fighters like Leo Santa Cruz, who's supposed to be the bull. He's supposed to be the tough, prideful warrior that's full of heart and guts. But yet this man is in no hurry to get in the ring with the best fighter in his division, one of the best fighters in the world, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Like Rigo said, man, what happened to wanting to be the best? What happened to fighters using their pride, desperate to show the world that they are the best in their division? Leo Santa Cruz right now is not showing his pride. He's not showing that he believes that he is the best fighter in his division. He is conceding to everything that Guillermo Rigondeaux and the rest of the boxing world is saying right now, which is everyone is afraid of Guillermo Rigondeaux. That is the perception. Can there be any other? Guillermo Rigondeaux is putting a lot of pressure on fighters like Leo Santa Cruz and Kiko Martinez. And now you can't even use the Golden Boy Top Rank excuse anymore because, of course, Rigondeaux is no longer with Top Rank. So what is the excuse now, Leo Santa Cruz? Is your father still telling you he doesn't want that fight against the Cuban Guillermo Rigondeaux? Because that's what Leo Santa Cruz said before. He said, "Oh, you know, my father doesn't like that fight." That is an indictment if I've ever heard one. You know, boxing trainer Robert Garcia, he said something about the Cuban fighters that was very revealing to me. Before the Lara versus Canelo fight, he was asked his thoughts on the fight. And he said, well, you know, this is a very difficult fight for Canelo. He said that Lara and Guillermo Rigondeaux are like the greatest Cuban fighters of all times. Now, regardless of what we think about that statement, that's Garcia's opinion, right? If he believes that these two fighters are the greatest Cuban fighters of all time, possibly, then that gives us an indication of what he thought about Gamboa when they turned down that fight. So the point that I'm making is, if one of the most popular boxing trainers in the world today, Robert Garcia, is praising Guillermo Rigondeaux to that extent, then you could imagine what someone like Leo Santa Cruz and his father thinks of Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? Let me tell you guys something. It is not too often that a fighter reaches the top of the mountain waiting for someone to try to knock him off of his throne. And people are actually afraid to even attempt to do it. And that is how good Guillermo Rigo is. I think the walls are closing in right now on Leo Santa Cruz with Guillermo Rigo leaving Top Rank. I think the pressure is really starting to get to Leo. I believe they will start trying to force him into taking this fight against Guillermo, and he may pull a Mikey Garcia against Gamboa. It is very possible. Let's hope that Leo Santa Cruz, he stands up, he shows his warrior blood, and he goes in there with this man, and he takes his loss like a man. After all, I believe that Guillermo Rigo, he has somewhat reached a Floyd Mayweather status. What I mean by that is he is so gifted and talented that you could actually lose to him and people won't even count that on the books like they did with Canelo. Oh, well, you know, Floyd Mayweather is so good, you can't even really count that as a loss if you lose to Floyd. I mean, this is almost going to be the case with Guillermo if he continues to progress the way he has, right? If this man continues to dominate in the fashion that he has, this is what people are going to say. So who knows, Leo? Maybe even losing to Guillermo Rigo is a win-win situation for you. And as for the haters, the people who can't stand the fact that Guillermo Rigo is so good, I think even you guys can agree with me that you want to see the best fight the best, right? All of you guys want to see that. All of you guys want to see Rigo versus Santa Cruz versus Kiko Martinez. The best fighters in the division, 122, right? There would only be one reason you wouldn't want to see it, and I think we all know why. So I truly believe that things are about to get very interesting for Guillermo Rigo's career. I truly believe that his career is about to really shine now, and he will no longer be denied as long as he keeps winning. I'm on to the next one.